Yeah, this is Mr. Lucky going for a walk on the beach. Finally, after the storms have let up, so should get some of the beach out with it. It'll bring some of it back later though. But what I had to do was come down where that pink condominium is and then walk down behind the rock so you get to this area where you can see there's enough where you can get over the rock fairly easily. The rocks only go down a little bit more. So we got a pretty good detail today while we walk on the beach, but it's so nice. It's been like in the 50s and lower 60s for a high, but today it's pretty nice. It's getting close to 70 degrees, so I'm out here with my shorts and flip-flops, and we're going to go for a walk. We've got some jokes to tell. Also want to appreciate, got a few more people subscribe, and thank you very much for that. Also, if you're thinking about subscribing, please do. And don't forget, even if you already have subscribed, if you leave me a comment and the name you want a joke dedicated to, I will dedicate a joke to whoever you want. So keep that in mind and please subscribe. Well, let's go for a walk. There's a boat out there, I think. Quite a few birds out here. I thought they were mostly flown south for the winter. We're coming up close to Thanksgiving next week. A lot of times the birds have flown south for the winter. Now I'll go fly south for the winter after Thanksgiving myself. Try to get a medical procedure, which is what I'm waiting around on. And then me and my cat head south. Lovely houses up here, quite nice houses. A few condominiums. And if you notice, there is nobody on the beach. I am the only person out here, which is what I like about Carolina Beach in the winter. I used to come out here and run on the beach before my knees kind of told me to quit doing that. And you could close your eyes and run down the beach with your eyes closed. You could feel the sand. You wanted to run right where the water had come up to the eyes, but the sand is surface there. But you could hear the water on your left. You could kind of hear the direction of the wind. It was kind of interesting to see how far you could go with your eyes closed. It was a little spooky, and you had to worry about, well, if I'm going to trip on something or fall in a hole and shit or go in the sand. But that was always interesting to try for a while. And no, I never fell. Here you can see how it eroded. On here, and it sort of acts as a gimbal a little bit. If I'm being quite as big, I'm going to try holding it a different way. that one. Dang, I just had to set up her deck out, slow it down. Well, living on the beach. The wind is blowing so hard this way, I'm going to wait till I turn around to tell myself. Blowing pretty good. I think we are going to finish. Try to keep these videos to like 10 minutes or so. I think that's a good length. People will watch, but get too bored. And there's my shadow. There's my shadow. Well, my first joke, a short one, kind of a Christmas joke. It's much an observation. So the question is, why do Chinese children hate Santa and don't like Christmas? Why do Chinese children hate Santa and don't like Christmas? Well, it could have something to do with the fact that they're in the factories making all the Christmas presents with a suicide note around it. It makes you tend to not like Christmas either. Well, my second joke is a longer one. It's about my buddy Dave. Dave's a good friend, and we go to lunch right often. We take turns paying, and it works out great. Get to talk and have a good meal. Do it maybe once a week or so. And the person paying gets to pick the restaurant. So I've been out with Dave quite a few times for lunch. And one thing I kind of noticed, whenever we hear like an emergency vehicle siren, he gets upset. I mean, he kind of gets shaken, gets quiet. And I think at a time or two, I've actually seen a tear in his eye. Well, finally, after this went on for months and months, I said, Dave, none of my business. You can tell me if you want or not, but I noticed every time we hear a siren, you seem to get a little upset by it. He says, well, yeah, I do. Why? He said, well, when I lived out in California many years ago, my first wife ran off with a cop. I said, oh, that's terrible. That's been, 20, 30 years ago. shouldn't bother you anymore. He says, no, well, that isn't it. Every time I hear a siren, I think they're bringing it back. I think they're bringing it back. Okay. Well, that's it for today. This is Mr. Lucky saying have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.